March 30. Endless profit. Whoever would save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and forfeits his soul? Matthew chapter 16, verses 25 and 26. Jesus was an expert at asking questions, especially the sort of questions that made people stop in their tracks and pay attention. When we are confronted with Jesus' questions, as the disciples were here, we must be careful not to sidestep their intended effect. At first glance, Jesus' question regarding material gain at the expense of our souls might be understood primarily as a warning of impending punishment on the selfish individual. We're tempted to read Jesus' question in a way that likens him to a mother who says to her child, "Now, if you don't share with your sister, you know what'll happen." But this particular question is more along the lines of an observation. Jesus is pointing out what happens when we orient our lives and decisions around our own sinful longings, around our possessions, our accomplishments, our desired identity. To live in such a way, he says, is to forfeit your very life. The loss of life, of which Jesus is speaking here, is therefore both immediate and eternal. If we regard life as nothing more than what we can get out of it for ourselves, we actually miss out on its greatest joys. We end up merely existing, not actually living. Furthermore, when we place ourselves on the throne of our life, we remove Jesus from his rightful place and affirm the reality that by nature we prefer to pursue the world rather than to forsake our desires in pursuit of Christ. If we continue in this way, we will forfeit the gift of eternal life that he loves to give to his subjects. So how are we to combat worldly desires in the here and now? First, we must recognize that, as the 17th century mathematician and theologian Blaise Pascal put it, we have a God-shaped hole at the deepest level of our being, and nothing can fill this void save God himself. We exist not to pursue fleeting pleasures, but to enjoy relationship with the living God. Then second, we must continually reflect on the value of our souls as evidenced in the cruel scene outside Jerusalem where the sinless Christ hung on a cross, despised, rejected, pierced, scarred, and scorned, so that we might be brought into right relationship with God and freely receive eternal life. Jesus' sacrifice reveals how much the eternal destiny of our souls matters to God. Following Jesus as your rescuer and your king, and acknowledging his worth above any earthly treasure, is not a momentary decision. It is a lifetime commitment that is lived out each day. If you are prepared to come to his cross daily, humbly confess who he is, and give up your life, your preferences, your comfort, your wealth, then your profit will know no end, now and for all of eternity. We could do far worse than asking ourselves the question at the start of each day that Jesus asked his disciples on the road that day. What will it profit me if I gain the whole world and forfeit my soul?
Devotional material is taken from the Truth for Life Daily Devotionals, copyright Alistair Begg, and is published by the Good Book Company. This reading was digitally created by Truth for Life and is used with permission. For more clear, relevant Bible teaching, visit truthforlife.org.